Bismillah Rahman Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Hello everyone, welcome back to my math channel Math. Let us solve question number 9 from Pure Math 2 Pearson Edexcel A-level exam. This exam is taken in May-June session year 2024. Paper reference code is WMA 12/01. Let us read the statement of this question. Figure 1 is a sketch of the curve C with the equation y equals to 2x to the power 3 over 2 into 4 minus x and x is greater than or equals to 0. The point P is the stationary point of C. Find using calculus the x coordinate of P. For stationary point, we know that derivative is equals to 0. Actually, dy by dx is the gradient and gradient becomes parallel to the x-axis. Therefore, it is always 0 for stationary point. For turning point, derivative is always equals to 0. To find the derivative of this function, you have to expand the brackets. Let me solve this one over here. For the first part, expand the brackets. 2 into x to the power 3 over 2 will multiply by 4. You get 8x to the power 3 over 2. Then here power is 1. Power will be added. 3 over 2 plus 1 is equals to 5 over 2. Powers are added. When bases are same, powers are added. This 2x to the power 3 over 2 will multiply by x and you get the power 5 over 2. So it will be minus 2x to the power 5 over 2. Now you could differentiate this function easily, finding the derivative. Dy by dx is equals to, you know the power rule, power always multiplied by the function. 3 over 2 will be here, it turns a multiple and we reduce the power by 1. This 3 over 2 will multiply by x and we minus 1. 3 over 2 minus 1 is 1 over 2. Close the bracket. Now differentiate the other function. Keep 2 outside of the bracket. 5 over 2 will multiply by x and x power will be reduced here. It becomes a multiple and 1 power less. 5 over 2 minus 1 is 3 over 2. I told you earlier, for stationary point, derivative is equals to 0. Dy by dx equals to 0. So simplifying the right hand side and put this one equals to 0. This is cancelled out and we get answer here 12. 12x to the power 1 over 2. Minus this 2 is cancelled out and we get answer 5x to the power 3 over 2 equals to 0. Then you can take this value to the right side and it will be equals to 12x to the power 1 over 2 is equals to 5x to the power 3 over 2. Let me use this space to get the answer for this. This x over 2 will divide to the other side. You can say the cross multiply. Just rearrange them. This 5 is multiplying, so this will divide to the other side. X to the power 1 over 2 is multiplying here, so it will divide to the other side. So on the left hand side we get 12 over 5. On the right hand side we get as x to the power 3 over 2 over x to the power 1 over 2. When bases are same and if they are dividing, we subtract the powers. Like 3 over 2 minus 1 over 2, answer is 2 over 2 and answer equals to 1. So right hand side becomes equals to x only, x to the power 1. It is equals to 12 over 5. This is the x coordinate of P. This is x coordinate of P. First part is done. Hopefully you understand it. Now let us solve the next part. The region R1 shown shaded in figure 1 is bounded by C and the x-axis. The region R2 also shown shaded in figure 1 is bounded by C, the x-axis and the line with the equation x equals to k, where k is a constant. Given that the area of R1 is equal to area of R2. Area of R1 is equal to area of R2. This is given in the question. Find using calculus the exact value of k. I want to tell you very important formula about the total area. If the graph is given in two regions, like some area of the graph is above the x-axis and other area is below the x-axis like this, and here limit is given a to b and then b to c, the area from a to b is above the x-axis and area from b to c is below the x-axis. To find the total area, there is a rule. You have to memorize this rule. For example, if this graph, this function is y, and we want to find the total area from A to C, because the total area is divided into two equal parts. Some part is above the x-axis and other part is below the x-axis. We can split into two parts like that, like area from A to B plus area from B to C. This will be the total area. But here is very important part coming up. You have to memorize this, because this area from B to C is below the x-axis. Therefore, this area is always negative. Got it? This area is considered as negative. Even though if you apply this limit in any function, you will get negative area for sure. You can check with any function and apply the limits. You will get negative area below the x-axis. Therefore, this is always minus. We can make this formula. Above area and below the x-axis area, they are subtracted. So it will be like that, from B to C and y dx. Got it? This is the area above the x-axis and this is the area below the x-axis. But this area is considered as negative to find that. Okay, and you can memorize this formula, by the way. If you change the limits from like if you can flip the limit to get the total area, you can make here plus. Got it? So this graph looks like the similar one. This is 0, it is given, and we need to find this this intercept. This is the x intercept actually. For x intercept y is 0, you could find this value for this function by substituting y equals to 0. Value of x we can find from here. If you substitute value of y over here 0, 2x to the power 3 over 2, this function will be equals to 0. 4 minus x equals to 0. There are two factors now. First factor will give you 0, but we want the other factor actually. This is already given. This value is given. We know this is 0 and we want to find this value. So that value could be found from here. 4 minus x equals to 0 and x will be equals to 4. Therefore, this value is 4 and we could find now the total area from 0 to k. This value is 0. 0 to k. Same way, this area is divided into two parts. From 0 to 4 is above x-axis and from 4 to k it is below the x-axis. From the figure we can write as area like y from 0 to k dx will be equals to 0 to 4 and here y dx minus the below the x-axis area will be minus. Therefore, you can write as 4 to k y dx. Got it? Actually, this one is the area above the x-axis. We can write as area of R1. This is the area of R1 minus area of R2. And on the left side, you can replace the value of y. Here 0 to k, well, function is here 2x to the power 3. Instead of writing this value, we already expanded this value in the previous part. We can replace y with this value, okay, to integrate this function. It will be easy for you guys. So replace y with 8x to the power 3 over 2 minus 2x to the power 5 over 2. 8x to the power 3 over 2 minus 2x to the power 5 over 2. On the left side, it will be like that. And on the right side, we know that area of R1, it is given in the question, area of R1 is equals to area of R2. It is given in the question. Therefore, if you subtract the equal areas, then it will be 0. Got it? And now you can expand on the left side. You know how to integrate this value. It will be 8x to the power 3 over 2 plus 1. There is a formula. Let me tell you that formula as well. X to the power n dx is equals to x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. We increase the power by 1 and divide by the same power, but it is the definite integral, so there will be no c in this case. 3 over 2 plus 1 will be 5 over 2 divided by 5 over 2 minus 2 into x to the power, we can write as, we increase the power by 1, 5 over 2 plus 1 will be 7 over 2 and divide by 7 over 2. And here you apply the limit from 0 to k is equals to 0. Hopefully you understand up to this point. Now 8 divided by 5 over 2. 8 divided by 5 over 2 is equals to, this will be flipped when you change divide into multiplication. So this 2 will multiply by 8. You get as 16 over 5. There is no space, so I am writing over here. So if you simplify this one, we get the answer as 16 over 5 x to the power 5 over 2 minus, again this 2 will multiply by 2, same way you get as 4 over 7 x to the power 7 over 2, and limit is 0 to k is equals to 0. As per rule, how to apply the limits? We apply the upper limit over here. We get answer 16 over 5 k to the power 5 over 2 minus 4 over 7 k to the power 7 over 2. Once you apply this 0 here, so because everything is 0, so both values will be 0. Minus, you apply the lower limit, but answer will be 0. I am writing only 0 answer here. So it will be equals to 0. You got it? In the next step, you can move this value to the right side. I transferred my result over here in this given space, so I will continue solving this one. This value moves towards right because it is minus, it becomes positive on to the other side. So it will be 16 over 5 k to the power 5 over 2 minus becomes positive, so it is equals to 4 over 7 k to the power 7 over 2. You can divide this one to the right side. Got it? And because this value k is greater than 0, we know that k is greater than 0, it is on the right side of x-axis. Therefore, you can divide this value by k to the power 5 over 2. And this 7 will multiply to the right side, or you can simplify this one. I think it is better if you simplify. 4 and 16 could be cancelled out each other, and here we left with 4, and this 7 will multiply by 4, and you get answer as 28 over 5. And on the right side, it will be k to the power 7 over 2 divided by k to the power 5 over 2. Now the bases are same, therefore we can subtract this. So 7 over 2 minus 5 over 2 is equals to 28 over 5. If you solve the power, answer is 1, therefore value of k will be equals to 28 over 5. So this is the required answer for the second part of question number 9. Question number 9 is done. If you have any question, please write in the comment box. Thank you.